It is time for playoff football, but first we have to cover the Cure Bowl. This is played in Orlando between Ohio and Jacksonville State. I know there's bigger, better games going, but we are covering every single bowl game this postseason. So let's dive in really quickly to this one. We have a game between two interim head coaches. Ohio's head coach, who Ohio just won the MAC, is heading off to Charlotte. So a weird jump there. I think Charlotte's in the American, so maybe a little bit bigger program than the MAC, but interesting move there. And then Jacksonville State, obviously the big news was Rich Rodriguez jumping back to West Virginia, back to his old school. So both teams with interim head coaches. And like we mentioned on yesterday's episode, when you get these coaches leaving, you also get players opting out and transferring as well. So again, massive list of transfers and opt-outs for this game. Too much to cover, but make sure you do your own research in regards to who's playing and who's not. A couple quick facts here. Ohio is on a five straight bowl game wins. So keep that in mind. And again, both these teams did win their conference championship week or games a couple weeks back. Ohio winning the MAC and Jacksonville State. What are they in the Sun? What is Jacksonville State? Conference USA? Conference USA. Conference USA. Okay, so both teams conference championships or conference champions. Pretty good matchup. But I'll send it to you first. Ohio is a 5-point favorite here. Over under is 56.5.
Yeah, I actually think this might be a solid football game. Kind of looking forward to it here. Two decent defenses, two pretty good running games as well. I would lean slightly towards the under because I do think the defenses are going to show up more than the offense, and I do think each team is going to try to run the ball. But for the side here, I'm going to try Ohio minus the points. And really, I just think it's, both teams off a revenge win in their conference championship game to win their conference. However, it was their last loss of the season. They lost to Miami of Ohio back on October 19th. Undefeated since then, so it wasn't like an instant revenge spot where Jacksonville State was. They lost last game of the season at Western Kentucky, rematched them in the conference championship game, blew them out of the water 52-12. So I don't know. I feel like Jacksonville State, they're in a weird spot. They've only been an FBS team for 2 years. I believe they won a bowl game last year. So it's kind of, it takes the hype out of this one, I think. Meanwhile, Miami, Ohio, like you said, they have a history of winning bowl games. It's basically their ceiling. Winning the MAC and then getting to a bowl game is really what they're playing for. So I just think Ohio is maybe a little more experienced here. Probably the better defense as well. Maybe the tougher schedule throughout the year. I mean, it's hard to say, but yeah, I just think Ohio, I don't know. I could see a letdown from Jacksonville State after the big win to win their conference last week. It's a tough game. I'm not sure if I'm going to bet it one way or the other, but I do think it will be entertaining to watch. But yeah, I think Ohio squeaks it out at the end and does cover that 5. So that's my lean. Again, not one that I'm like super excited to bet though.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on Ohio, and I kind of think you said everything that I'm going to say. Ohio, like I mentioned, and you kind of talked about, 5 straight bowl wins. They have something to play for to continue that streak. They won their conference championship. They made it to a pretty good bowl game. A lot to play for. Whereas Jacksonville State, I think they played for everything that was 10 days ago in that conference championship game. Their whole season was working towards winning that game, which they won. Like you said, a really quick revenge spot, put a lot of effort into that, probably a lot of emotion. And then, like you saw, Rich Rod gone, players opting out, players transferring. Their season's done now. This is just the bowl game. This is just hey, I get a PS5 for going to the Staff DNA Cure Bowl in Orlando. Whereas Ohio's fighting for their bowl streak. Ohio's season did not end after their conference championship game. Yes, this bowl doesn't really mean anything, but it means a lot more to Ohio. And I truly believe Jacksonville State season is over. What they did was a success. Rich Rod got hired. People are transferring to bigger, better things. Give me Ohio. I will be betting this because I like it quite a bit. And I got some more confidence with you also being on this side. So give me Ohio at the -5. Like it quite a bit. But that's going to do it, guys. And if you guys do know, we have one more bowl game today, as well as our first ever conference or college football playoff game tonight between Indiana and Notre Dame. We will have a more in-depth preview there over on our channel at Better and Green. Make sure you guys do like, subscribe, and share this. Comment as well if you guys do have bets in this game. I really appreciate it. But until then, guys, good luck, and we'll see you in the next episode.
You better start listening to the Better and Green podcast. You will not regret it. Trust me, trust me, trust me. And hey, I'm Dean Blandino.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to Better and Green, eh? To Better and Green, eh? To Better and Green, eh? Listen in and cash out. That's what it's all about. Come on, let's make cash now. We always on spot and we cover all spot from the bottom to the top. Hey, shout out to Ethan, shout out to Wyatt, shout out to Ben. Welcome, welcome to our podcast. Better and Green.